Yo, what's up guys? Teacher Paul here, and today we are reacting to this video, which is 14 misconceptions tourists have when coming to Norway. So as a tourist myself who has been to Norway and is going back to Norway as well, second time in Norway, let's look at the 14 misconceptions that we have about Norway, I guess. This is from a channel called Explore Norway, and the link is in the description if you want to watch it without my reaction and without my commentary. Go watch it there. We're live right now, so thank you so much, Hansi. Hansi and I were in sync. We had the same thought. So let's go. Let's check out this video. 14 misconceptions that tourists have when going to Norway. And if you're from Norway, let me know.
People traveling to Norway sometimes have misconceptions about the country, which leads to big disappointment when they are finally here. We are going to explain 14 of these. Number 1. Almanretten counts for motorhome. One of the most common misconceptions tourists have is that Almanretten, the everybody law, counts also for vehicles, especially motorhomes.
It doesn't?
The Almanrett governs what can be done in nature, like where it is allowed to camp. It was established in a time where it took very long to cross the country, and one was not sure to find an accommodation. The law only applies when traveling by foot and with a tent.
Ooh,
Parking
okay.
your motorhome at any spot and staying for the night is not implicitly allowed, it's just tolerated. And since a few funny people abuse this tolerance, interdiction signs have popped up around most popular places.
Wow. See?
If you own
some people spoil it for everyone. So yeah, it's tolerated, but don't abuse the system.
such a vehicle, you will mostly have to use dedicated overnight spots. And if you use one of the popular apps for good spots, you will probably not be alone. As the problem gets worse every year, expect new legislation within the next few years. Number 2. Norway is very expensive.
It's a misconception.
You want to visit a certain destination and suddenly realize that accommodations cost 3,000, 4,000 Norwegian kroner or more per night. And when you are there, everything else is expensive. That's only because you want to go to a place everyone else wants to go.
Okay. Wow. That is
The trick
beautiful.
is not to stay at that place, but 50 kilometers away. Then the prices will drop very quickly, and you will pay half or even a third of that price.
But then you have
will
to drive there.
travel a bit more. Even on a small scale, this happens. When visiting Oslo, a lot of people want to stay near the station, but you can save some money by staying near another station than the main station, or a place which requires using another public transport first.
That is not necessary, guys. You don't need to stay in the city center because they have very, very, very good transport. I've been to Oslo and I can tell you that. Just stay in a cheaper place and then, ride the tram, the bus or the train.
By staying, for example, in Majorstuen, you will pay 30 to 40% less.
This is the vegan land.
And keep away from anything alcohol related if you are on a budget. This is very expensive because it is heavily taxed. And don't
Nice.
forget that 25% VAT has been added to the price of most things.
I remember this place.
Number 3, there is always another cheaper company.
It's a misconception.
Compared to other countries, there is usually not enough markets to provide a certain service in an area, so it ends up that there is only one company offering that service in that area. So some people coming from countries where there is more choice will find it very confusing that they only find one company.
I didn't know that.
Then they assume that there are more companies, but they don't show up in the online search results because they are not online.
But guys, like, competition makes the service better and it makes the service cheaper, right? So why don't you guys have more companies? Or is it just because it's the market isn't big enough? Oh, okay.
Norway is very advanced when it comes to online presence. If it doesn't come up, it doesn't exist. Companies which refuse to be online have disappeared by now.
Wow.
This applies to other things in Norway, even in daily life. If you go to a supermarket, you will notice that there is only a very limited choice of products compared to other countries. Number 4. There is a period with guaranteed sunshine. People living in countries with regular weather patterns cannot imagine how irregular the weather is from year to year. One year July can be mostly sunny and warm, while the year after it's raining all the time and it's cold.
Wow.
So when coming to Norway,
Very
plan that during
unreliable
half of
weather.
your stay it will rain. So if you want a certain activity which requires good weather, like mountain hiking, you will have to keep a flexible plan.
Dang. This is so true, because when I was in Oslo, the first day, sunny, beautiful. The next day, it was raining and I got myself all wet. Yeah. Not a reliable weather.
But there are some regions which have less rain than others. Usually
Bergen.
Western Norway has the
I'm
most
kidding.
rain. In Bergen there is rain on 280 days a year,
Wow.
while the south coast and eastern Norway are drier. The wettest place in Norway is Brekke along the Sognefjord,
Oh,
with
really?
over 3,500 millimeters rain per year.
I thought the wettest was Bergen. But then again, it's not because Bergen rains a lot that it's the wettest, right?
The place with the least amount of rain is Skjåk in the Otta Valley.
Skjåk.
Because it lies in a rain shadow, it rains only 278 millimeters per year, a third of Oslo,
Nice.
and technically counts as a desert. But it's still green because the water comes from the nearby mountains. But it still doesn't mean it's sunshine, it just doesn't rain. Number 5, tourist attractions.
So it doesn't rain at all. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, no, wait. Doesn't mean it's sunshine. It doesn't rain. Okay. Sorry. It still rains. Okay.
Number 5, tourist attractions are open all year round.
You're not?
For a couple of years, people are starting to come outside the classic tourist season from June to September for summer and February to April for winter season. Then they wonder why many tourist attractions are closed down when they're coming. Previously, no one came, so companies shut down their operation due to a lack of customers.
What do
But
they
it
do
will
on the
change if more people
off-season?
come outside of the season. On the other hand, people come to Norway because of its nature, and nature will dictate if you can see a thing or not.
Nice.
Famous sites can be covered with meters of snow, or an access trail is one giant skating rig.
So I'm planning on going to Bergen, and planning on going around September. Is that a good month? Let me know.
Migratory animals are simply gone. No point in wanting to see the puffin birds in January when they are only there from May to July.
Did that bird just poop?
When they are only there for one giant skating rig. Migratory animals are simply gone. No point in wanting to see the puffin birds in January when they are only there
That
from
bird
May
just
to July.
pooped.
Number 6. The mountains trail are secured.
I would think so.
Some of the most well-known attractions are nature attractions which usually require some hiking to get there.
It's crazy. Why
Tourists
would
from
you
certain
sit
countries
there?
assume then that the path there has been totally secured, so nothing can happen. They are then shocked to see that there is no railing between them and a drop of several hundreds of meters.
Wow. Yeah.
As you are free
That's
to
what
roam
I'm
nature in
scared
Norway,
of.
you also need to prepare for the risks of nature and deal with them, which also means turning around and going back when you deem it too dangerous.
I
One
would
point
never.
in the Norwegian mountain rule says,
Det ingen skam å snu.
there is no shame in turning around.
Thank you.
Number 7. It's safe.
Thank you. I would definitely turn around if I see it's not safe enough. But you would assume that, they have like railing and they probably have signs, right? I've asked this a few times, but like if there's like a special safe place, but I don't think so. It's just nature.
No shame in turning around. Number 7. It's safe to travel alone in Norway. If you mean criminality, then yes it is. But if you
Okay.
go out in nature, it might not. Going on a hike alone, where there are no people and no cell phone coverage, and fall stupidly and get hurt.
Wow.
You cannot call
Yeah,
for
I
help,
wouldn't.
and no one was told that you are on that hike. Then you can easily die there, and your body is found years later.
Dang.
So
Okay.
traveling alone is not always safe.
There's
Number
no other
8,
way.
you can
There's no other way to sugarcoat it, right? This can happen. It's nature. You can't have control of it. You got to be, you know, aware of your situation and just make a judgment call. So there's no shame in turning back if you feel that it's not safe enough. Let me go back. Number 8.
So traveling alone is not always safe. Number 8, you can easily travel between tourist hotspots.
You can't.
Some travelers soon realize that getting from one tourist destination to
Reindeers.
another might take very long when done by public transport. For example, traveling from Flom to Geiranger by public transport takes around 16 hours because
Wow.
you have to wait very long between connections.
Why?
The reason is that public transport is heavily subventionized by the state, so they will first serve the taxpayers. And the taxpayers from these places want to go to the nearest city or airport, not another tourist hotspot. They will visit maybe once in their life.
Okay.
Number 9.
So I think that's a good thing, you know, prioritize your taxpayer first. But that opens up a question. Do you think there should be more privatized companies, or are you against that? Let me know. Like, do you think that changes anything? Or is it comes back to there's no market for it?
Number 9. I need to book everything long in advance.
I don't think so.
You don't need to book an entry in museums, you just go to the desk
Not
and buy
enough
a
people
ticket.
for queues.
For some activities, you need to book a couple of days in advance. For accommodation, it depends where and when you go. On our latest trip, we went outside the main season and stayed outside the hotspots, and we never booked anything. Just walked into a hotel or camping and asked if they had something for us. Worked 12 out of 13 times.
But it's always
The
that
one
one
it didn't
time.
work, we found something 200 meters away. And we always have the
That's-
possibility to sleep in the car, if nothing is found.
Nice. Beautiful
But if you want to
waterfall.
go to certain hotspots in the high season, you will have to book sometimes months in advance.
Okay.
One more thing. If in one of the big cities everything seems to be booked out or extremely expensive, then there is some kind of conference and it's difficult to know about them if you're not in that business.
Oh, I see. I see.
Number 10, all worldwide services are also available in Norway.
They're not?
With the reach of certain tech giants, you would assume they are also in Norway, but that's not the case. For example, we don't have Amazon. We have other online
No
shops,
way.
but not one big one which offers everything.
Whoa.
Also,
You don't have Amazon? Still in 2025, you guys don't have Amazon? Is that true? Or is this like something that was true but changed?
Uber is not the same as in the US.
Wow,
To be
why?
an Uber driver, you need to have a taxi license. Also, for the payment system, Norway has its own thing called VIPs. But you can
VIPs?
only use it if you have a bank ID, which you only get if you're a resident or citizen. So check before coming if a service is actually available.
So there's a lot of discussions on that point in the comments. Wow. Okay, I'll take a look at the comments. Wow. But you don't have Amazon?
Number 11. I can do one of the famous hikes every day.
Haha,
Some people want to do all the famous hikes in Norway, especially in a limited time frame. That means one every day, and because most hikes are not close to each other, quite a lot of driving
That's
every day,
crazy.
which
The
means
troll's tongue.
that the hiking has to be done at a quite high pace. This can be done for a day or two, but then you should take it easy on day number 3.
It's not even safe to do that.
We
Because if you
heard
get
of countless
cramps,
people who just couldn't do anything the day after they hiked to Trolltunga, so plan accordingly. On the bonus
Trolltunga.
side, if you have planned break days, you can easily shuffle stuff around in case of bad weather, which is quite common in Norway. But what
Yeah,
about
those
multi-day
stones
cabin
might
to
get
cabin
slippery.
hikes? They are designed for that and thus less intense. Plus, nobody said you have to hike every day and not just stay longer at one cabin. Number 12. Travel influencers will show you the hidden gems. So you clicked on a video which is titled 10 Hidden Gems of Norway by
It's
your
not true.
favorite travel influencer. Trust us, they are not. We checked countless of these videos
Trust
and
me,
none
not them.
contained hidden gems. They might contain lesser known tourist sites, but definitely no hidden gems only known to the locals. Here at Explore Norway, we do show them. We live in Norway, so we have all the time we need to visit them. We speak the language and thus can communicate with the locals to find them. And we don't have FOMO, as we have already seen all the famous places.
If you don't know what FOMO is, fear of missing out. But how can they're one of like some of my favorite travel influencers are Norwegian, like, you know, so I believe that they're, you know, showing us the way. I don't know what you guys think.
Number 13. I need polar expedition clothing to visit Norway in winter.
Polar expedition?
Some people coming to Norway think it's extremely cold like northern Canada and you need polar expedition gear. Luckily, Norway is kept warm by the Gulf Stream and thus rarely cold. In addition, it's only really cold when there's sunshine and no wind. Along the coast, like in Bergen, it's rarely below zero and snow is rare. Even in Tromsø, it's not that cold, maybe -5.
I actually thought Bergen had a lot of
Unless you
snow.
venture inland like to Røros, where -50 has happened, or high up in the mountains, it will be rare that you will experience a deep negative temperature. We plan to make a video about what people living in Norway wear during winter, and if you are watching this video in the future, check if it hasn't already been made.
Okay. So I'm planning on going to the Flom Railway and Bergen. I can do that, right? I can do that in a few days. Right? They're close to each other.
Number 14. Norwegian.
Wait, I thought we were done with the video.
Number 14. Norwegians care a lot about their Viking heritage.
Norsemen.
Some visitors think that there are Viking activities and attractions around every corner, because Norwegians like to cultivate their Viking heritage. While these exist, they are not very common. Norwegians care about Vikings as much as Middle Europeans care about the Romans or medieval knights. As this confuses mostly Americans, which care a lot about their heritage and their history, I will bring in some context. Cleopatra lived as close to the Viking age as George Washington. So over the 1100 years since the end of the Viking age, the common people forgot it over the ages. Just some tales were kept. So how can we differentiate a genuine Viking attraction from a tourist trap? The real ones are based on major archaeological findings, like Lofoter in Lofoten or Sagastad in Nordfjordeid.
I mean, this is the mostly like known thing about Nordic countries. Like that's basically what people want to see when they go there. The Vikings, right? That's what Nordic countries are mostly associated with. So I think if people are going there just for the Viking education or Viking tourism, I think they might be upset. I think I only saw one Viking thing when I went to Oslo. I think only one reference. I think it was only one, if I remember correctly.
Second thing is to see what languages are written and spoken. If it's primarily English, then it's for tourists, and most likely a tourist trap. If Norwegian is the first language, then it's for the locals and probably genuine. So we hope that we have made your travel to Norway less confusing. If you liked this video, then watch our video about 8 common mistakes people make when coming to Norway.
I like this. I like this. So one thing that stood out, he said, we're Norwegians and we know what we're talking about. So I think he's talking about the travel, like the foreigners that travel and then they say things and, you know, which is something we see a lot. A lot of people talking about things that they might not know much about. And that's why I'm always a little bit hesitant when, like, if I'm traveling and like there was this hammer in the center of Oslo, and I didn't even mention, oh, this is the Thor hammer. Obviously, it's not. And some people in the comments were like, I hope you didn't say that. I hope you didn't say that. I hope you didn't say that. And luckily, I didn't say that. Or another thing, when I tried out the quick lunch, the quick lunch, a lot of people were like, I hope you're not going to compare it to Kit Kat. I hope you're not. And I didn't. Okay. So I passed 2 vibe checks over there. Although I did cut the brown cheese, which I do apologize for. I didn't use the slicer. I actually used a knife. Well, to my defense, I didn't know that was a slicer. I didn't even see it there. And somebody, it was in a hotel, so somebody misplaced the slicer, and they left the, like, the knife there. So it was a foreigner collaboration where one person did me wrong and I did, it was a domino effect. If I had seen the slicer and the cheese was on its side, so anyways, I'm sorry. I do apologize for that. You can't be perfect. But what I'm saying is that I always try to be as mindful as possible when I travel. And I think people need to do that too. Who knows, maybe in the future, if we get some sponsors, especially travel agencies, then I can do more videos on travel. That would be interesting. I am going to do another vlog in Bergen. I did one in Oslo, going to do one in Bergen. And I hope I can do it as professionally as I can. I'm going to try to buy a microphone and let's see how it goes. I hope it's better than... I'm probably going to take this camera. I don't know. I still haven't thought of the equipment that I'm going to take, because last time I was recording on my phone, it was more of a travel thing. And this time I want it to be a little bit more of a professional vlog. I'm not going to get too crazy with it, but I just want to make it a little bit more entertaining for you guys, especially because you helped me out. You guys are my sponsors, so thank you for the support. And yeah, can't wait to go to Bergen and explore and find out about the beautiful Norwegian nature. And maybe, who knows, meet some of you guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And guys, leave a comment. Just even if it's like, oh, welcome to Bergen or welcome to Norway. Any comment will be helpful. Take care. Bye-bye.